bit of like my cuticles are fucked. My cuticles around my nails are always like dried out, cracked, like peeling. Even though I don't bite my nails, it's just my skin is just dying.
You're just really dehydrated, maybe. Do you drink a lot of water?
Oh, I drink gallons. And so today, before I left, I was using a nail clipper and just clipping the dead skin so I don't pick at it and it doesn't like cut, sort of doesn't like get jagged or whatever. And then it started to bleed and I was like,
oh. Well, you're continuing your metamorphosis that we talked about in the last episode.
Yeah, and I'm not liking what's underneath.
Oh, it's not Hot Girl Summer?
You ever see the movie What Lies Beneath with Michelle Pfeiffer?
You know I haven't seen any movies.
I know you haven't seen it. You should. It's a good horror thriller. You should see it. It's pretty good.
Well, what is it about?
So I think it's Michelle Pfeiffer and Dennis Quaid are a couple, I believe. I think it's Dennis Quaid, and it's about this woman, Michelle Pfeiffer, who starts to have these kind of visions or like sort of paranormal experiences about a woman who's presumably dead. And that's all I'll say.
Oh, well, what an interesting premise.
Well, I don't want to say too much because, it'll spoil more of the movie. But also, I also haven't seen the movie in about, over a decade. So it's kind of hard to remember myself. But I like it. I saw it several times, actually.
Oh, wow. But you can't remember it.
There's a great bathtub scene. It's like the classic.
Bathtub?
Bathtub.
Bathtub.
It's a great bathtub scene where she's like drowning and she has to get out.
Oh, I love a good naked scene in a movie.
I don't think she's naked. I think she's fully clothed, but she's drowning.
Why is she in a bathtub fully clothed?
I think someone had drugged her, put her in the bathtub, and flooded the bathtub to drown her.
Oh, okay.
To make it look like a suicide, it's her trying to like come to and like get out of the bathtub.
Have I ever acknowledged the little Quaxley in your background? Because it's really cute.
No, you haven't. Who gave that to me? Trevor?
Someone gave that to you?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't me.
I thought for a second I thought it was you when you were trying to drag me. Like, oh, you do remember? No, I think it was.
Did I get it? No. What? No. Maybe it. Wait. Did I?
No. I don't think it.
We both don't remember.
I don't. Well, it's mine. I should remember, I guess, but maybe it was Trevor. I don't think it was Kelly.
This is very interesting.
I don't like
the Mysterious Quaxley.
I don't like plushies that much, actually. So, but I do love Quaxley. So it's a.
I love plushies. If you look at my background, they're just full of.
Oh,
them.
I know. It's just like as I get older, I don't want to waste more and more space for things that I don't actively use.
But they're just decorative, or at least decorative to me.
I know, but like that's why I have like the one.
Right.
The one, and then I just
The one.
Taylor Swift, The One. It's a good song.
Oh, okay. Well, if you obviously have known that we've been recording this whole time. What are you doing?
I'm doing my hand forearm workout.
Oh.
It's like to increase grip strength. It works out these muscles basically to help increase the grip strength.
It looks like a frog hand.
Frog hand. Jesus.
Looks like a frog.
Yeah. How about we intro?
Sure. Hello.
You want to do that? You do that.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another riveting episode of the What to the Gays Thing podcast. Today with me, I have the road raged Pat. How you doing, Pat?
Yeah, I was unhappy with how much traffic there was today as I was getting home. Actually, I really can't. It's hard to avoid traffic when I'm always on the Parkway or the Turnpike, which is hard.
Yeah, I know. New Jersey is just, they might as well call it the state of traffic as opposed to the Garden State. Is that what we're called? The Garden State?
The Garden State, yeah. If we were growing cars, then yes, we would be the Garden State.
A garden of cars. Isn't that lovely?
Yes. How are you? Are you okay? Are you okay?
Are we gonna...
I just heard.
Oh.
I just heard.
I came as soon as I could.
I came as soon as I
Where does
wanted.
that come from?
You know exactly where it comes from.
It came from Trixie and Katya, didn't it?
Yes. Yes, I absolutely stole it from them.
We can't keep stealing their content. They don't even know
Well,
who
no,
we
because
are.
no, I'm not stealing because I'm citing them.
Oh, okay. Well, now we're citing them.
I'm not claiming that these are my things. It's like when I write a scientific paper, if it's not my idea, I put it as a citation and I say I got it from this person, and then it's all good under the hood.
Right. Well, now in the episode the episode description of the podcast, I need to repeatedly cite Trixie and Katya in
Oh,
it.
you should just put that in the podcast description in general. You're like co-hosted by Matt, Pat, and unbeknownst to them, also co-hosted by Trixie and Katya, because 99% of the things I say is just parroted from them.
I love that, and you know what? I will put that in the episode description.
Thank you.
Amazing.
You.
Should we get personal? Let's get personal, shall we?
Sure.
What's been going on in your life? Tell me about you.
Well, I
swear to God, if you don't just say that you got your PhD, what are
I was like, well, is there anything else I could talk about that's not that? I defended my dissertation. I passed my examination basically afterwards, and I have officially ended my graduate student life and have gained a PhD.
Yay! You've evolved.
Technically, it's not really mine until I submit the paperwork, and it's dated for October, so I won't really have the paperwork until October. But
right.
For all intents and purposes, I am now Doctor, which...
Mr. Doctor, Professor Patrick.
Mr. Doctor. Strange. It is strange. I don't feel all that different.
Oh, I've got dogs barking in the background. 1 second.
All right, I'll talk to the people.
Okay, go ahead.
So I don't feel that different, to be honest. And I spoke with a friend of mine who's a medical doctor who got his medical license. And I said, well, do you feel that different? And he said, no, I don't feel different either. And the truth is because both of us have been doing the job that our degree is for years before getting the degree. I've been doing a doctor's level of work and what work it is for years now. Just like he's been a medical doctor basically for years now, because he's been doing the work of a doctor basically the entire time. So it's sort of like, yeah, I got the paperwork. Of course I should. I've been doing it for this long. I better fucking get it. That kind of.
But you deserve it, and it's a title of recognition now.
I will say. When I was defending, and I had my little question and answer section with my committee, afterwards, one of my committee members, the chair of the department, like the guy who kind of runs the department, and a good friend of mine, congratulated me on passing, obviously.
Yeah.
And he said, I was impressed with your range of knowledge. He's like, I'm impressed that you knew so much, not just about obviously your dissertation and your research, but when asked about other topics that related to it, you had an answer for all of them.
I'm so proud of you.
Great. And then he said something else later, which is even better. He said, you're one of the smarter...
He whispered sweet nothings to you.
No, he told me in front of 2 other people. He said, you are one of the smarter students to come out of this program in general, and your defense is one of the better ones that I've seen in general. And I said, wow.
That's my boy. That's my son.
And then I was like, I'm getting that tattooed on my body. You better get that in writing, because I want it. I want that in writing, bitch.
You want just you don't even want the degree. You just want a plaque with like just that written on it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna put it up, like I'm gonna have copies made, put it in every room of my house, right above my toilet, right above my bed.
Oh, just to make sure Kelly knows. Just to make sure he knows.
Well, I don't care if he knows. That's for me. I want to see it. I want to look at it and go, yeah.
Oh, just repeated affirmation. I kind of love that.
No, I don't think Kelly cares about my PhD, to be honest. I mean, he's happy I got it, obviously. Like he's like, oh, I'm, happy for you. You put in the effort, but like, it's not like it elevates me in any way, in his eyes, to some like new, standard.
Well, I think that the title of doctor is hot, so it's elevated you in my mind.
Well, yeah, when I go back into the dating pool, maybe later in life, if Kelly and I don't work out, I'm hoping that it does provide some clout or some pull when they're like, well, what do you do?
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
they're like, I'm a doctor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like we go out for the reservation. They're like, is there a Dr. Fardella here for a party of 2?
Oh.
I'm like, there goddamn is.
It's a way to show off to people,
It's actually a party of 4, because I'm going to practice some polyamory probably after this relationship if it doesn't work out.
Just for you.
Yeah. I got more than one hole.
Oh, I see. Well, how many holes would you fill at once?
Both my holes.
Okay. Not any ear holes?
No, I'm not. No, there's a lot of small bones in there. I'm not fucking with that.
Aren't the ear bones are like the smallest bones in your body, right?
It's either the ear bone or one of the bones in the wrist is the smallest bone in the body. I think it's
Oh,
the
the
ear.
snuff box.
My snuff box, which by the way, the fracture's healed, but my hand is still very sore and I can't put weight on it. So it's really annoying because I want to work out and I can't because I can't push or pull anything with it.
Ugh.
Anyway, how are you? What did you do?
Oh, nothing. Nothing as important is going on for me.
Okay, how about I keep going then?
Oh, well, I was gonna say one thing, but you could take over.
No, go.
That's
No,
fine.
no. Please tell me. Tell me.
All right, here's my debacle. Ready for this?
Yeah.
And I hope no one I work with listens to this podcast.
I really hope not, because you've said some shit on here that
I've said some shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I got invited I believe this Saturday, to go to one of my coworkers' barbecues. And first of all, it's in New York. Well, it's in Brooklyn, which is New York. But that's so far for me.
Oh, that's interesting though. But is this coworker?
Yeah. Well, no. Okay.
Oh,
At least
okay.
I'm pretty sure she's not. Anyway,
okay.
I got invited to go to this barbecue. Some of my other coworkers were going, but also some of her like regular friends are going too. And I'm like, that's great and all, but first of all, it's really far away, for me at least. And second of all, am I like, do I want to hang out with my coworkers outside of work?
Well, it depends what kind of friendships you're trying to form here. Because if you're just in it for the coworker relationship, then maybe not. But if you're in there and you're like, you know what, this is actually a person I enjoy that I would actually like to know more about, then yeah, you get out there and you go to Brooklyn. No Sleep Till Brooklyn, that song.
I don't know what song you're talking about.
No, I'm not referencing anything else in this podcast ever again because it will never be understood by you.
If you make an Emperor's New Groove reference, then I will understand it.
Fine.
That's the only movie I've seen.
Brooklyn is it's literally, you have it on a loop in your house.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, it's this Saturday. Are you gonna go?
I don't know, because also I may have a way out. My sister is having her bridal shower this Saturday as well.
Okay.
And I wasn't invited to the bridal shower, but I was invited like adjacently to the bridal shower.
So you're gonna be what, next door?
I'm gonna be there hanging out with the groom, who is not invited but is going to be there.
Is it at like a house? Like, is it at like where is it?
No, it's at like a place, but there's like a bar next to it, and basically my brother-in-law is going to be there. But like at the bar, not at the party, and it was like,
this is the brother-in-law you went on the bachelor party with.
Yes.
Yes.
So I could go there and hang out with my brother-in-law for an extended period of time and get free drinks at the bar, or I could go to this Brooklyn thing, or I could just stay home and not do anything. And I kind of want to. You could just stay home. Yeah. I kind of just want to stay home and do nothing.
Well, I'll say this. I've been not going out like partying more, but I've just been, because of volleyball, I've been hanging out with more people just in the city, and some of them live in Brooklyn, and I get to go out more and do like day things, not necessarily like clubbing at night.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I think that's what 30s are about.
Well, we're not there yet, Mama.
Shh. I'm in my 30th year. I haven't completed it yet, but I'm in it.
You're in your 29s.
No, but I'm like I haven't, like, I've done, like, I'm into, yeah, because you're entering your 30th year. I won't become 30 until I finish it.
Because you start at 0, right? You pop out of the womb and you're 0.
Yeah. So when you turn 1, you've completed your first
year. So you're in your 30th year.
Yes. I think that's how it works.
Well, you're in your 29. You're 29.
Yeah, anyway, I feel 30. So I think that's kind of a mood. But then again, if you just want to drink is it just you and the brother-in-law? No other people?
I think my younger brother would be there too.
Does he drink?
Yeah, but like, again, do I want to go there either?
You know what? It's these hard decisions you have to make as an adult. It's these tough life or death choices.
Whether or not I actually want to like commit to a social obligation.
It's hard.
It is hard out here. And tomorrow I'm going out to dinner with Michelle. who you know from high school. So.
Oh, that Michelle. Okay. Is it just you and her? Is it double date?
No, it's just gonna be me and her, just to chat, catch up. So that's like 2 social obligations in a row, and I don't know if I could do that.
She married. She's getting married, or she was married.
She's getting married. She's getting married.
Everyone's getting married.
Or no, she was married. I went to her wedding. Never mind, I lied.
Wow, can't wait for her to not listen to the podcast.
There's literally so many weddings. I'm like, there's a wedding coming up. That's my sister's wedding that's coming up.
Yeah, what is it people getting married?
It's that time of our life where everyone's getting married.
Married with kids. Oh my god.
People are having kids.
I saw a post. It said something along the lines of if you don't have kids, your 30s are just your 20s with money.
I love that.
And I was like, I can't wait. Because I will get paid more eventually with my new job, and I'm gonna be gonna turn 30, and I don't have kids, so it's gonna be great.
Is it gonna be a substantial amount additional from the Oh, okay.
I mean, it's more like it's not like $1 or $2 grand more. It's a substantial amount more, but it's not enough. I don't think it's enough, obviously. But then again, it's a postdoc position, and postdocs are basically like grad students, and it's a little bit like slave labor.
Right.
It's highly skilled worker for low pay. And since it's called a postdoc position, they kind of get away with paying you less because historically they're not paid very well.
Sounds like capitalism to me, and I don't like it.
Yeah, also, really quick before we move on, because I know we have our other segments here on our predestined podcast.
Listen, free flow it. You want to talk about something else? Tell me.
Idiopathic hypersomnia?
What the fuck is that?
Didn't I tell you and Jackie in my voice memo about idiopathic hypersomnia?
Oh, you did. But okay, you did. But the word you just said, like you said it, and it sounded so complicated to me that I didn't hear it. But now that you've said it a second time, I'm like, yes, you did say that.
Let me break it down. Idiopathic just means we don't know where it comes from.
Right.
Hypersomnia means always tired.
I feel like I have that too.
So and you know what's funny? I was talking to another friend of mine who's saying he has the exact same set of symptoms where it's like a mixture of ADHD-like symptoms, inability to concentrate, to focus, and then also the consistently always tired thing. And I'm like, is this just a plague on us? Like, what is happening?
This sounds like me too. Do I have this as well?
Like, basically idiopathic hypersomnia, which I just learned about from my doctor, my sleep doctor. I now have a sleep doctor, a doctor who only specializes in sleep disorders. Love that for me.
Love that.
Basically, he was like, yeah, you're never going to feel rested. You're going to wake up.
That's morbid.
I know. It's like you wake up all the time not feeling well rested, always feeling sort of lethargic. Falling asleep is easy for you, but it's not narcolepsy where it's sort of uncontrollable in that way.
Right.
And I told him, I was like, no matter what, small amount of time, large amount of time sleeping, I never feel awake. I asked my friend, I was like, do you ever feel refreshed when you wake up? He goes, yeah. I said, really? He's like, yeah, I wake up, I feel like I could go about my day and I feel aware and awake. And I was like, I've never felt that. And then apparently idiopathic hypersomnia starts late in adolescence, and I started having these symptoms around 17, 18 years old. So I was like, oh.
I'm going to have to do this too, am I? Because I have those same symptoms as well. Ugh.
I mean, you could get a second opinion, and if they have something else in mind, then I should probably get a second opinion. But basically, the tragedy here, and I'm yawning because I have this thing apparently, is this treatment is stimulants, which I'm already on, and I can't get them because there's an ADHD Adderall crisis in the United States, and I can't get my prescription. So it's really not. It's not giving share.
Don't you just love?
It's not giving share, bitch.
Thanks, Trixie or Katya. Which one does the impression?
Trixie does the bad share.
The bad share.
Yeah.
Love that. Well, I'm sorry about your new sleep disorder that you've discovered you have.
Well, he told me that, and he's like, I'm gonna yawn again. Nope. He told me that, and I was kind of just like, I mean, we've only had one visit, but like he also is a specialist. I don't know. Maybe he's right. Maybe he's wrong. But the way he described it sounds like it. And he said, he's like, were you tired on your stimulants? I said, no, of course not, because I was on a stimulant. And he goes, okay, well, sounds like this. And I was like, well, fuck me, Barbara. So,
well, you know what, Pat? Let's take this journey together. I'm going to go see my primary because my psych, I was talking to my psych today, honestly, and she told me to go see my primary about these sleep problems. So if I take this same path as you, we can keep each other up to date on our sleep disorders.
Meet me in the middle.
Why don't you just meet me in the middle?
What is that? That's Zed.
It's a song. I don't think it's Zed.
Oh yeah, it's No, that's part Zed. Hold on, class.
Isn't that like Halsey?
No,
it's definitely not Halsey, actually.
No, it's Zed with someone, Maren Morris.
Okay, I was close.
No, they're both women. They're both women. If that's what you mean by close, then yes. But you really shouldn't.
That's
be confusing
people with
women.
uteruses. Actually, I'm sorry.
No, they're both identify as women. Oh, I don't know about Halsey, but I'm pretty sure Maren Morris.
No, I'm just fucking around with the whole culture war bullshit that people are yelling about. People with uteruses.
Let's talk about uteruses. Do you have one?
No, I don't actually. Here's a scenario for you though. Or really not a scenario for you because you probably know a little bit more about this than some people do. But I'm talking about people who will be like, well, a woman is only someone with a uterus. A woman is only someone who's born with a vagina, etc., etc., who produces eggs and can get pregnant. Here's my scenario for those people. If there was some technology somehow where you could transplant a uterus into a man that's fully functioning and they can suddenly produce eggs, would then that meet their criteria for a woman? Or
no.
I mean, of course not, obviously.
Because they'll just be like, what's the genetics? Like, is it XY or XX? That kind of thing.
That's also a dumb argument.
Of course it's a dumb argument. They're all dumb arguments. They're all stupid. It's all stupid and rotten and boring. It's I've passed angry and I've gotten onto tired. Like, I'm tired of having these discussions with people. I'm tired of people not understanding.
It's not a discussion that's worth having. Just let people be what they want to be, or what they feel that they are, what they identify with, and just leave people alone. Like,
what's that song? If it's meant to be, it'll be.
Yeah, that is a song. Yes.
Yeah. Who's that? That's not Zed.
Is that Zed?
Let me check.
Or is that Halsey?
If it's meant to be, it'll be. No, it's BB Rexa with Florida Georgia line.
Right.
Florida Georgia line.
I'm also tired of having these conversations, and honestly, I've gotten to the point where I'm just like I don't want to talk to people about this anymore. Like, it's important to have these conversations because we have to fight back against the people who are trying to legislate these people out of existence. But it's just so tiresome because it's the same arguments over and over again. So you have to keep making the same counterpoints over and over again, but they never listen. So it's like...
I was watching a TikTok today where it was in England, and there were the two hosts, and there was a person on the couch with them, their guest, and the TikTok video starts with the female host going, "Well, are you a boy or a girl?" And the person who I don't know how they what do you call it? I don't know how they identify, because they never were able to get a word in because this stupid cunt of a host kept interrupting them constantly. It was a discussion about not only their identity, but also how, because there was the whole coronation recently with King whatever, the one who's going to die anyway, about how public appeal or public sort of acceptance of the royal family is at an all-time low in England, especially among younger people.
Yeah.
Because they don't care about it anymore because it's an archaic system and it's stupid. So it's a conversation about that. It's a conversation about identity, and this cunt, this fucking cunt of a woman, just evil, vile woman, starts off going, "Well, are you a boy or a girl?" Oh, well, it's not the population in general that doesn't like the monarchy. It's just you people who just make up these new things.
People.
And I'm like, okay. Like,
people that just make up new things. Oh yeah, but transgender people have been around forever, and there's historical, historical proof that they've been around forever.
Evidence about it. Before fucking colonialism came over here, there were transgender or non-binary or just like two-spirit or whatever you want to call it. There have been people who live outside a binary forever, and there will always be people who live outside the binary. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We skipped over a whole section though. Should we spill the tea a little bit and do social cultural? I mean, this is kind of social cultural.
Well, King Charles coronated. Do we care? Absolutely not.
No, honestly, skip it.
We don't.
I don't care.
What else we got going? Guardians of the Galaxy came out. Amazing film. Everyone should see it.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Mario movie, I have seen though.
The way James Gunn made me care so much about a CGI raccoon. I mean, I like a lot of his stuff, so maybe I'm biased, but James Gunn really is a great writer and a great director. He just is.
We love to hear it.
I loved it.
Didn't he get canceled?
He did a while back because I think he had a lot like old tweets about jokes, I think about 9/11, and he got fired and then they rehired him because fan backlash was like, come on, give the guy a break.
Right.
And you know what? I just want to say this. I don't think it was cancelable, to be honest.
What, like, haven't we reached a point in society where we can make jokes about 9/11, or is it still too soon?
Oh, let's not tread those waters.
Is it too soon, or do we have to wait another 30 years?
Let's not tread those waters. I don't know what is the statute of limitations on these things. I don't know. Like, we should never make jokes about the Holocaust, for example, right? And that's an even older event. So maybe James Gunn should get a pass because he made a mistake, and it should not be a fireable mistake because it's not like for me, like, jokes that like perpetuate certain stereotypes, perpetuate violence against minority people, sexual violence, things like that. Those are really not what I want to see. And maybe it's just because it's my personal preference. But when it comes to jokes about tragedies like that, they're probably not in good taste, but I don't think they're fireable. I'm sorry.
Right. It's not ultimately super cancelable.
Yeah, like, I don't want to see jokes about ... anything about rape, molestation, well, things like that. I don't want to see jokes about that. Jokes about that, tragedy, I don't necessarily want to see them that much, but I also don't think that they're like a oh my god, cleanse it with fire.
Well, Bush did it though, so.
Well, we all know Bush did.
See, those are the kind of jokes I think are funny. But
there was a funny song a long time ago. There was Dick Cheney and George Bush.
Yeah.
Part of the song was Dick plus Bush equals fucked. And it stayed with me. It's also by a group that I don't even think is that popular.
Interesting.
But the song was Dick plus Bush equals fucked. And I said, that's a great line.
That's very interesting.
It's very interesting. Anything else you want to spill the tea on, girl?
Yeah, Lifeweaver got added to Overwatch.
Yeah, oh god, right. Lifeweaver. Pansexual, right? Confirmed? Or was that just a rumor?
No, that was confirmed. They said it in whatever developer update there was. There was this whole thing where they explained them explaining Lifeweaver, his backstory, how he's pansexual, his whole thing with Symmetra, blah blah blah. What?
Thai. He's Thai, Thailand.
Yes,
right? He's
yes.
Yeah.
I thought you said pie. I was like,
pie. He's from Thailand. Pai Mei.
Yeah, we love the representation, but in terms of gameplay, had a bit of a rocky start.
Not my favorite.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, to be honest.
Had a bit of a rocky start, or a planty start, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, that's cancelable. That's a cancelable joke. You should be fired for that, right with James Gunn.
Kick me off the podcast. Replace me with Jackie. It's fine.
There was something I wanted to talk about with you.
Was it about Lifeweaver?
No. It was about something that happened. Oh, was it the Met Gala? The Met Gala happened.
Oh, with Lil Nas?
You saw that.
I saw his outfit, yeah.
Outfit, he barely was wearing. It was just him bejazzled with jewels and like a body paint with like a little tiny like panty cat prosthetic kind of thing, because it's all about that one designer who has a cat that he loves.
Yeah.
And what did you think about his outfit?
Slay.
Breedable.
I think breedable.
Breedable. Very breedable.
I think he slayed it. And I loved the memes that came out of it. He's just living his best life, honestly.
It's always the same thing where it's like the Met Gala, when it comes to the men, I'm talking about the cis straight men.
Yeah.
It's always just
boring.
It's always like some sort of variation on a suit or
It's
even more
boring.
dressed down that. And then you have obviously the queer men putting in a little more effort, right? So you
Yeah.
got Billy Porter a couple years back when he dressed up like a huge like pharaoh, gold regalia, big wings kind of thing.
Yeah.
You have Lil Nas dressed as a sparkling bejeweled pussy. And then of course
I didn't know about that.
the women, well, the bejeweled pussy, the pussy cat. He
Oh,
looks
you
like a
mean the
cat.
one that just happened? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Not
was thinking
not.
like a
He dressed
vagina.
up like a labia. Yeah. No, he said my lips are up here. No, and then the women actually
Giant shining vagina just walking around.
it's like a disco ball reflecting all the light.
Oh my
Um,
god.
the women usually the women I see that generally the female identifying people usually do better than the men in terms of the regalia, the outfits. Like obviously
Yeah.
Gaga always turns it out. Doja Cat was great. Doja Cat just had like a cat prosthetic face for the cat again. Doja Cat, not the Met Gala. Was it at the Met Gala? At some previous thing was like bejeweled and encrusted in all red, like crystals or whatever. That's great. Janelle Monae had this huge coat that kept unwinding until it was sort of like
Mm.
a wire outline, and she was like in a bikini underneath it, and I love that too.
Yeah, it's just kind of sad that the fact that we have to split out the level of which you can go by gender, because like
Yeah, like come
cis
on,
hetero men, it's
guys.
like
Like men, cis men, get out there. Like Pedro Pascal came in like a sort of like a red trench with a black short, some Doc Marteny looking boots, and then like slick back hair, and I was like, he should have. I don't know.
he should have went more. It sucks that like, well, first of all, cis hetero men, like, they don't have to do anything. It's pretty easy for them to show up to an event like the
Well,
Met
yeah,
Gala and just
in a
wear a suit.
suit, and
Yeah.
you're fine. Yeah.
But come on, like, I think our society should reach a point where anyone can do whatever they want and have there not be societal repercussions on it.
Yeah,
It
because
just
then
sucks.
you got some of these guys, these presumably cis straight men or whatever, coming out in like the occasional dress or the occasional skirt, and
Oh
everyone makes
yeah.
like a huge deal about it. And I'm like, this is not groundbreaking. It's not like I want to see more of it, obviously, because I want clothing to become absolutely genderless. Obviously, I think that's a pretty common idea among us, the people we know.
Yeah.
But like, it's not groundbreaking for a man to come in a skirt or a dress anymore. Like, in terms of just being, oh my god, there's a man in a dress. Like that's no longer, I think, shocking. So let's get everyone in dresses. Let's
Well,
get
not
everyone in a
shocking to
corset.
us.
Let's get everyone in thong panties. I want all of them in loose sight stripper heels, thong panties, corseted to absolute suffocation, big fake breasts. I want everyone to be a drag queen.
What?
I want everyone to dress like a drag queen. That's what I'm
You
asking.
would piss off every conservative in this
Clown
country.
makeup, clown makeup, thick,
Oh,
heavy paint, corset,
Mut-
loose heels.
Met Gala, but everyone is just a drag queen. That you have to, it's
Honestly,
a requirement to be a drag queen to show up to the Met
honestly,
Gala.
I think what's her name? Who does the Met Gala? That bitch.
What?
That woman. The fashion woman. She's always in charge of the Met Gala. Whatever her
I
name
don't know
is.
who we're talking about.
I always forget her name. Whatever. The gays will drag me this because I don't know it. But anyway,
That's fine.
just have the theme be drag. They had
That'd be
camp a few
great.
years ago, and that was like kind of bordering it. But even that, I was like, no, just say drag. Just do drag.
I think there's too much controversy around drag right now, even though there should be. It's been an art form for centuries, probably, like maybe even longer than that. But
Yeah, I think we should just. I want to go and drag to something. I wouldn't do it myself because I would make myself look awful. But if someone else wants to do it for
oh
me,
yeah,
I
like
totally
I'm
would.
not good at makeup. Like I would not be a good drag queen. I do not know anything about makeup. I don't know how to do anything.
Yeah, I don't know how to do anything either, except for get a PhD.
Oh, what does PhD stand for?
Philosophy. It's something in Greek, right?
No, what did Jackie say? Jackie said something like PH Dick or something. I don't know.
Well, PhD is a doctor of philosophy. That's what it is. A doctor of philosophy in something. So
Right.
it's in plant biology, but it's a doctorate of philosophy. Yes, PhD. It's from the Latin phrase philosophiae doctor.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got one. And you know what? I got one. I got the highest sort of degree you could attain in the land.
Is it really the highest you could go? I feel like there's.
Well, I mean, MD, PhDs. You can have multiple PhDs.
Right. But
That's
it doesn't really go
considered,
higher
like,
than that.
No, I mean, I feel like at that point you are considered in like the highest form of your field, at least.
You've reached sexual maturity.
I reached that a long time ago.
Or your evolutionary
And the
maturity.
men knew. The
Oh.
men knew. The men knew, and they came over and they took it.
You're at your peak. You've reached your peak.
Are you saying I'm in decline now?
Yeah.
baby, I'll tell you, I've been in decline for years.
Oh, well, apparently 25 is the peak for people, right? Or something like that. And then it goes downhill.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. You know what I really want to do, though? To get real deep, I want to get my health right. I want to get my physical fitness right. All that good stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to live very long, but the years that I do live, I want them to be not encumbered by any sort of physical limitation, you know?
Right.
Because my knees already hurt all the time. Both my knees hurt.
Bofa.
When I get up from the chair and start walking, my knees feel stiff. When I'm going upstairs, I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
I don't want that. Like, I want to live probably till about 50 and then I'll just check out. But till 50, I want my body to be in a good enough shape where I can really enjoy whatever activity I'm doing.
Well, 50, Mama, that's only in 20 more years.
I know. So I got time. I was talking to my friends and we were talking about using the term daddy.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm a 30-year-old man. I don't know about being called or calling someone daddy anymore.
I don't think that's a daddy. 30 is not daddy.
Well, no, because daddy is both an age thing, but it's also a physique thing. It's a state of mind. The DILF is a collection of a confluence of characteristics.
Right, but I don't think you give off daddy vibes.
No, I don't. We're saying about just using the term daddy with someone else.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like it's a little too maybe playful for me, a little too like childish. Also, he was talking about like, you know, playing coy, and I was like, I'm a 30-year-old man. I don't have time to be playing coy anymore. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be honest. Do you want to suck dick and cock or not? Like, that's all I want to know. At my birthday party. Time and place. Time and place.
Oh, it's the 4-year anniversary of that or something, right?
4 years? My God.
4-year anniversary of that video.
4 years since everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Oh my God. Since Tati attacked.
All
right. Why does politics suck? We could talk about it a lot here. I feel like a lot's happened in the last few weeks since we've recorded.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to start?
I'll address the elephant in the room. Trump is now a convicted sex offender.
Oh, yeah.
As if we didn't already know he was a sex offender.
Yeah, and then CNN gave him a lot of airtime, and people are pissed at CNN now.
Oh, I didn't watch it. Did you? I didn't see it.
No, I wasn't going to watch it. But I heard that he apparently was on CNN, or they were covering a lot of it and giving him airtime, and people were kind of upset at CNN for being like, well, why are you letting a convicted felon have this much airtime?
Well, not a convicted felon.
I'm sorry, convicted sex offender.
Yeah.
Yeah. A confirmed sex offender.
I agree, because the entire time he just, spouted lies about the election, and
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Lies about the trial in which he was convicted as a sex offender. Like, I think that if you're a convicted sex offender, you shouldn't be able to run for president. But of course you can.
I think if you're convicted anything, you shouldn't run for president.
Convicted of anything? What if it's like a traffic ticket or something?
Oh, right. I don't think we should have presidents. How about that? Anarchy.
I think that you're right. We shouldn't have president.
Well, that's like, yeah, where do you draw the line? Like, what's a okay thing to do before you're a president? Like, like if I get caught with about a heroin, like, can I still be president?
I don't know. Heroin's a bit extreme, I think.
I know, but it's not hurting anyone but myself. Like,
right.
If I hurt
so it's
someone
just
else,
for you. It's not like you're intending to distribute it.
No, this was my personal heroin that the cops found me with.
Right.
My personal stash. Yeah. So what? Only if I hurt other people and convicted in that way?
Yeah, I think. At least that's my opinion on things. Like,
do you think we should have acuity tests for old politicians? I know this isn't a recent topic. This was actually discussed a while ago, and Bernie Sanders had a thing at 208 about it. But what do you think about that?
Listen, it's an interesting topic.
It is interesting. Tell me what you think about it.
I do think that when you get to a certain age, there is a cognitive decline that is noticeable in some people. It's not present all of the time. Some people that are that age can, have wonderful cognition and are perfectly aware and everything, but some people aren't. But I guess the question is does that impact their performance as president, or as a senator, or something like that? And if it does, then yeah, I think that person should not serve.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Do I think there should be, for example, age limits on being able to serve in certain positions? I don't know. I haven't really formed an opinion on that yet, but if you get to a certain age and your cognition is obviously not there, then yeah, obviously I think that you shouldn't serve. What about you?
I don't really care about the acuity test. If you have a physical degenerative disease, then maybe you shouldn't. You're confirmed you have dementia. You really shouldn't be, depending on how advanced, obviously, but people who have these diseases maybe shouldn't be doing things that can impact others and whose critical thinking skills could be compromised in a way where they could make decisions they wouldn't normally make.
Yeah.
That's fine. The whole acuity thing to just see if someone is still kind of sharp or if they're intelligent, I don't know. I really don't care about that. What I care about, though, is what you brought up about age limits.
Right.
Why are 60, 70, 80-year-old, mostly white men making decisions about things that will no longer affect them in about 5 to 10 years when they are dead? When they are dead. I want more term limits for people.
Term limits, not age limits.
No, I want age limits. I want first term limits.
Yeah.
On how many times you could be in Congress, how many times you could be a congressman, a senator, whatever, any of that shit, House of Reps or Senate. I want term limits on both of them. You can't keep being them. You can't. Yeah. I'm sorry. Term limits, obviously, on the Supreme Court. I don't think you should say
100%.
Ever.
For life, those are for life positions.
No idea why. No other positions for life. None.
I'm that's
Makes
wild.
No sense. President thankfully has term limits, but we need faster turnaround of people. Now the problem is that when you have elections, you kind of get this a little bit turmoil where things are up in the air. So too rapidly may cause some disruption. But you need fresh turnover of people and ideas, because these people get entrenched and stagnant, and they get too invested in things like the money they're getting from lobbyists and shit like that, where they can't, they won't do anything else anymore because they're well, I don't want to lose the money or the support that I have, so I'm not going to actually do anything that my constituents want. And because we're constantly changing our beliefs and ideas, we need to constantly change the people who are representing them. And then age limits, mama. Age limits. Old people shouldn't decide what's right for this country when they're not going to be in it in a few years. I'm sorry. Ooh. I don't think that's an unreasonable thing to think. I'm sorry.
Here is my opinion. I agree with you 100% on term limits. People should not be in Congress forever. What's her name? Susan Collins has been in Congress, has been a senator for 20 years. Why is she there for 20 years?
No idea.
No. We need new people. You're right. We need new ideas. We need new people. We need new perspectives.
Fresh blood.
But in terms of age limits, again, if it's clear that someone doesn't have the cognitive level to be able to serve, then obviously they shouldn't serve. But I personally think that if the people want to vote an older person into power, it's their choice. As a democracy, they should be able to put that person in if they want to.
And why can't I put a young person in?
You can. The voters should form a coalition around a young person if that's what they want. But, of course, these older people who have been in Congress for long periods of time have, money backers who build their campaigns, and then it becomes easier for them to get voted in, which is why we should have term limits. But, again, if you want to vote in an old person that is perhaps, again, it could be a newer face in politics, I think that's fine.
Sorry. Idiopathic hypersomnia. Yeah, I just really want turnover. I want people in and out. I don't want them staying for too long. It's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous how these people, these old death rattlers, these bag of bones that have been there for decades, just going, like it's just like Mitch McConnell. He looks like a corpse.
He's a skeleton. Yeah. What
He's
the
a
fuck is
fucking
going
corpse.
on?
Ugh. Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about? We were talking about
So,
Trump. Yeah.
we're talking about Trump, and he's a convicted sex offender, confirmed sex offender.
Yeah, which I think should be a disqualifier for running for office, but it's obviously not. Do you think that this is going to hurt him, help him, neutral? What do you think?
I think it'll be neutral. I don't think it's going to help him in any way, because I don't think anyone's going to. The Republicans who support him, like in the government currently, are not going to be saying that this is a good thing because they know that it's not. Yeah. But it's not going to hurt his base because his base love him no matter his base knew. Like, the Republicans who voted for him knew. Like, maybe they didn't want to actively admit to themselves, but they knew he was guilty. They probably know that he's guilty for a lot of shit, but they like that about him. They like that he can get shit done, quote unquote, get shit done, do bad shit and get away with it. They like that. They think that makes him a boss. They think that makes him a man. They think that makes him powerful.
Oh, yeah. So they like that he can take control of women because they believe that women are their property as well. They're like, oh,
I'm sure even female Republican voters are totally fine with it because they're like, well, he's a man.
Yeah,
and it's disgusting and it's awful, but I don't think it's going to hurt him at all. I don't know if it'll necessarily help him, but I don't think it's going to hurt him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Also, Tucker Carlson got fired. I don't know if we talked about that.
Well, are you going to tell us the lie you told me about Tucker Carlson getting fired?
Listen, that was Steven Crowder. Okay, so everybody, Tucker Carlson, the reason that he was fired was because he sent this racist text message that was going to be brought up, I think, in the Dominion trial. Which it didn't come up. They ended up settling it. I can read out the racist text message if you want, but I don't know if I need to.
I don't think we need to. People just Google like Tucker Carlson racist message, and I'm sure they could find it for their own viewing pleasure.
Yeah, he's talking about like white people fighting, and they should fight in a certain way. It was wild. Anyway, there was also a similar story going around at the same time of Steven Crowder. Apparently having a really toxic work environment and exposing his genitals to multiple people on his team. And also there was one about him placing his genitalia on someone's shoulder. Now, I got my white, hetero, cisgendered evil men mixed up at the time, and I conflicted it, and I thought that Tucker Carlson was the one who exposed his genitalia, and that everyone thought I was lying because they couldn't find it. And I was like, oh, I was just talking about the wrong person.
Yeah, I was Googling furiously after he told me because I was like, I gotta see this. I want to know who's what, like how big his genitals are or whatever. And lo and behold, it was not Tucker. It was not Tucker Carlson. It was someone else entirely.
Yes, it was Steven Crowder, which, again, another evil person who's very similar, I would say.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just spewing complete bigotry, complete lies. There was also that video of Steven Crowder going around, I don't know if you saw it, of him like literally abusing his wife on camera, and it went around. It was wild.
How about George Santos getting arrested?
So much shit. It's
I love it. All these conservative men are having bad shit happen to them, and I said, well,
you reap what you sow.
Well, it's that. Well, we'll put a pin in George Santos. Did you see the clip of AOC? She's giving a talk, and she starts it with, well. And people clip it with Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec when they're talking to the other town that defaulted.
Yes.
And she goes, well, you blew it. Complete buffoonery. And people are like, AOC knew exactly what she was doing when she did that. Because AOC was talking about, I think, the debt ceiling and how the Republicans fucked it up and how we're probably going to have to default soon. But back to George Santos really quick. Yeah, he was arrested for a number of reasons. And it's so good. Because wait, let me clarify. Is George Santos, he's gay, right?
Supposedly, but he lied like throughout his whole campaign. So do we really know? I don't know.
Like ex-drag queen, current gay man George Santos was arrested.
Current gay man, Republican, who apparently is a money launderer and like had a whole bunch of campaign finance violations.
Yeah, and I'm wet for it. I read it and I was like, I think I have to change my my panties.
And you know what?
My panties.
Don't say that in front of Jackie. Don't say that in front of Jackie.
Jackie doesn't listen to the pod, so they'll never hear.
But, oh god, now I forgot what I was going to say. You derailed me with the panties comment.
About George Santos.
Yes, him getting arrested, campaign finance violations. I had another comment, but I completely forgot.
He's gay. He's blind. He's gay. He's
gay.
drag
He's
queen.
blind. Did you see the video going around? And I don't even know where this came from. It's of a woman, another news anchor. And she's like, all right, there's this pride event going on. Everyone raise your pride flags. Flags.
I have seen that. Raise your pride flags. Pride flags. She doesn't have a southern accent, but I'm just giving it to her.
Oh my God, that killed me.
Yes, I have seen that. It is a great video.
Oh. But yeah, George Santos arrested. Donald Trump, convicted sex offender. Steven Crowder, an abuser to his wife. Tucker Carlson, fired.
I know. I hope we keep this going. I hope McCarthy gets, I don't know, he's got AIDS or HIV or herpes or not really, but I hope something wild comes out about him.
Jesus Christ.
Not literally. It's me being hyperbolic, but I want something wild to come. All of these Republicans are just, there's wild and wilder stuff happening to them. I want, Mitch McConnell secretly, has a basement full of children. I don't know. I don't know. I just want wild shit to happen to them so they can get out of the way.
My favorite, well, not my favorite. This is awful, but my favorite is when these Republicans who are like, ban drag queens, ban transgender people in bathrooms because they're all sex offenders, and then it turns out that they're the sex offender. And I'm like, of
course, because they want to police and control other people, not themselves.
I'm just they're like, I'm cis hetero, so I can get away with being a groomer. As opposed to these people who are gay. They can't be groomers. Heck no.
We should clip you saying that and say this is you saying Matt Klubeck going, it's okay because I'm a groomer.
It's okay. No.
I want that as my text tone. Every time
nobody
you text
take that
me,
out of context.
Every time you text me, it's okay, I'm a groomer.
It's okay.
I wonder if dog and cat groomers or pet groomers no longer say that. They're like, oh, I'm a pet cleaner.
Honestly, every time I'm like, I'm taking my pets to the groomers, I'm now like, ugh.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate word now.
I know. It's turned from a nice word, like a pet groomer, into
Yeah, church groomer.
Anti-gay church groomer. Anyway, what's new with the gays? What do we got going on? Anything fun with the gays going on?
Well, let me think. Well, Janelle Monae, who's queer, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe Janelle. I don't know.
Just spewing misinformation.
No. I'm 99% sure Janelle Monae is queer. All right. Anyway, Janelle Monae has a new album coming out, and their last album, Dirty Computer, was so fucking good. It was so oh no, they are queer because they're bisexual, I'm pretty sure. Because Make Me Feel, is that the song? Yeah. Make Me Feel is about the music video has her running between a man and woman and flirting with both of them. But it's such a good, that album in general, but that song is really, really good. But they have a new album coming out. I think it's called The Age of Pleasure. The Age of Pleasure is the upcoming 4th studio album by American musician Janelle Monae, set to be released on June 9th. 2 singles have been released so far, Float and Lipstick Lover. Monae announced the album alongside the release of Lipstick Lover. She first previewed it at her Met Gala after party.
Wow.
And it was written from such an honest space, and she hoped listeners feel that when they listen to the music, as she feels she has had an opportunity to evolve and grow and tap into the things that bring her pleasure.
Oh my. Here's a question. Yeah. Here's a question for you. You know how we have names for different eras of humanity, like the Renaissance era or the Industrial Revolution or whatever. Yeah. In the future, what do you think the era that we're living through right now will be called if we are still around then?
Garbage.
The garbage era.
Hot garbage, hot diarrhea.
The era of climate change.
That is true. The era where no one knew what the fuck to do with guns. The era of queer panic. The era of
panic.
It's not good. It's not going to be called it's not the Gilded Age, Mama. It's the
end of times, Mama.
It's the end of time. It's the Four Horsemen. Yeah.
It's the apocalypse era.
It's not horse women. It's not horse them. It's horse men because
men destroy everything.
Yeah, and there's no such thing as horse women or horse thems because I don't believe in women. I don't believe in gender non-conforming people.
Okay. thank you for coming out as a.
No, that's me parroting like a Republican conservative's views. My God. But anyway, no, it'll be like the shit lady poop time,
What?
the vomit cesspool age.
Right. The
The age
cesspool
where
age.
the age where guns were protected more than children.
Ooh.
How about that?
The age of guns rights.
Guns rights.
Guns rights, but not abortion rights. Guns rights.
All right, so I'm looking at Janelle Monae. In April 2022, she came out publicly as non-binary on the Red Table Talk, saying, "I'm non-binary, so I just don't see myself as a woman solely. I feel like God is so much bigger than he or she, and if I'm from God, I am everything." She says she continues to use her pronouns, so I did not misgender them. Monet identified herself as non-binary and added that her pronouns are, quote, free ass motherfucker and they them / she her she.
Love
So
that.
they use them all.
Use them all.
Use them all while you can. I think she's talks about her sexual orientation. She wants both men and women to be attracted to her. So there you go.
Oh, so she's just everything everywhere all at once, mama.
That's what should happen.
Being everything everywhere all at once?
Yeah, like I mean, we'll never reach this advanced, evolved state of being, but like, just be open to anything. One day, if you're like a gay man, one day there might be a not man in your life that just sort of opens you up physically. Physically opens you up. And just changes how you see things. Like, I'm not sequestering myself to a tiny small box anymore.
Listen, I say this all the time. I think a majority of people are probably bisexual of some sort, even if it's like a little bit.
Right. There are the I always see these it's always these I see these TikTok videos of like two guys talking to each other on like their podcast or just talking to each other in general. It's always like one guy going, "Yeah, I had a crush on Aladdin when I was young. I don't know if I'm gay. I think I'm straight, but I had a crush on Aladdin." I'm just like, I don't.
Just dig deeper into that. Get in
dig
there.
Deeper? What?
Dig.
Oh,
dig deeper. Jesus.
He said dig. Well, Aladdin. I mean, come on.
Oh, I thought Aladdin dig me down. Anyway.
Yeah. What's that song?
Oh God, what happened to you? You roboted for a second. There you are. Okay.
Oh, what's that song? What's that song he sings?
A whole new world.
It'll be just a whole new hole. Whole new hole.
A whole new hole.
That's when you're a man and you go with the man. You realize there's a whole new hole.
A whole new hole.
Yeah. Listen, no one said it was gonna be good, but I like it.
I have something for what's new with the gays as well.
Tell me.
I saw a TikTok of oh God, this is kind of political as well. But anyway.
Go for it.
I saw this TikTok of a drag queen performing This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. As there was a protest going on outside of her drag show, and it was literal Nazis doing the Sig Heil. And you know what? It was very powerful, actually, and I teared up a little bit because it was just so powerful hearing that song in the face of such hate and oppression. I was like, it was very moving. So the drag queen, her name is Virginia West in Columbus, Ohio, and everyone should go follow her because it was lovely. That's
Virginia West. I wonder if they're related to Nina West.
Maybe. Also in Ohio? I don't know. I'm just saying everyone should go give her a follow. Maybe that should be our checkout at these Rockin' Queers for today.
Yeah, Virginia West. Go check them out. I'm sure their Instagram is here. You know, I'll look it up right now just to make it easy for everyone. Go on Instagram.
There we go.
Virginia West. The first one that pops up is the public figure known as Virginia West, matriarch to the West family. So yeah, I'm sure they're related to Nina West.
Oh, nice. Yeah, she's lovely. And again, I almost cried watching that video.
Well, do you like crying?
I wouldn't say it's something I like to do. I'm kind of like neutral about it, I guess. If I need to cry, then sure. Then it happens.
Someone I follow on Instagram. I'm on Instagram right now. I just saw it.
Yeah.
He's a gay man, right?
Who doesn't cry? Doesn't like crying.
I don't know about him crying. I'm assuming he probably doesn't cry. He's married to another man, and he supports Trump.
Oh, that's Very interesting. It's
And
very interesting.
I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't understand it.
They exist.
They do
Gays for
exist.
Trump, they exist.
Yeah, and I don't get it. I don't get it. But you know what? I don't have to get it because I don't associate with it.
Great. Unfollow on Twitter or whatever you're following. Instagram, what'd you say?
Instagram.
Yeah, unfollow.
You know what I do associate and vibe with?
Virginia West.
Following this podcast.
Oh,
We have new episodes every other Wednesday.
we do. We do. Are we signing off? Are we done?
No, I just wanted to bring it up. Are we done? What are we doing? What else we got?
No. I mean, we could do a frigid or spicy.
No. Okay, do you have something?
What? You don't. You really don't want frigid or spicy?
No, I was copying you because you went no.
Oh, shut up.
What do you have? Tell me.
I have a frigid or spicy. Give me a second. Let me pull it up.
Why didn't Jackie interrupt the pod?
Oh, well, I think they know we're recording this time.
I know, I texted them. I said, are you going to interrupt the pod?
Oh, God, this hot take. Oh, I'm very interested in what you think about this. All right, so this is Frigid or Spicy, where we rate Twitter hot takes on a scale from 1 being frigid to 5 being spicy. Yeah. This is from Twitter user at Mr. Lionflower.
Cute.
My hot take on children that isn't really a hot take is when a child is out in public and whether you are childless or not, that child is now peripherally under your care also. Children's safety is a community effort. Very interested to hear your take on this.
No, the fuck it's not. No, the fuck it is not. Here's the thing. If I see a child in the middle of the street and there's a car coming, yeah, I'm going to make sure I try to get the kid out of the way, obviously.
Right.
Of course. But if I am walking in the street and there's an unsupervised child, I am not going to stop my day to make sure that I locate the child's parents, that I continue to watch them and take an interest in the child's safety and stop what I'm doing to do that.
Right.
That's just my personal preference, obviously. But there are a lot of wild cats in my neighborhood. They are not all my responsibility because I'm a pet owner when I go outside.
Yeah.
I own 3 dogs. But when I see those outdoor cats, I am not worried about them and trying to save them. I don't have any kids, and if I see a kid outside unsupervised, it is not my job to make sure they're safe. You brought your ugly ass kid into this world.
Ugly.
And you think most babies are ugly. No offense. You brought your ugly ass whiny kids in the world, and you think that just because they're out and about that everyone has to stop what they're doing to make sure they're safe? No.
No. Okay.
No. Like I said, if there's imminent danger, if it's an imminent threat, then of course I'm going to try to do something. But I would do that for anyone, not just a child.
Right.
Anyone's caught in the middle of the street not paying attention, there's a car coming, I'm going to make sure the person knows that there's a car coming and gets out of the way. It's not because they're a fucking child. It's because I'm a halfway decent person. However, if I see a person by themselves in the middle of wherever, I'm not going to become cognizant and aware of the fact that they need to be taken care of, whether or not they're a child, an adult, a geriatric person, a person with it doesn't matter.
Amazing.
This isn't a hot take. I mean, it's hot in that it's ridiculous.
Oh.
But it's cold because I don't give a shit about it.
So you're on your scale of 1 to 5, is this a
this is
1?
like a 2.
It's like a 2.
Because there is that circumstance where there's imminent threat where I will obviously do something.
Yeah.
But what do you think? I feel like you're gonna be like a 3 or a 4.
No, I think I agree with you for the most part. Like, it's not you take your child out into the wild; it's your responsibility to look after them. The wild west, mama.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, if there's a child in imminent danger, I will step in to do something about it. Like, if there's a child screaming, "I'm being kidnapped! I'm being kidnapped! Somebody help!" Obviously, I'm gonna step in and be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
But if anyone is screaming, I'm being kidnapped, then I'm going to go over there and see what's going on.
Could be a man, woman, child, grandma, grandpa, whatever.
Yeah, listen, humans are a communal species. We help each other out. That's how we survive and prosper. But I'm not going to help someone that's not in immediate danger for no reason. I'm just going to keep going about my business. It's not my job to look after everybody that's around me. It's my job to look after myself.
I understand the notion of, like, like you said, communal societies. Like, if we were like a tight-knit community, then that would make more sense. But America, especially in like metropolitan America, cities, some of those tight-knit communities don't exist in certain areas. Some of them do. Oh, Jackie joined the other chat. Like, some of them exist in some areas, some of them exist in other areas. So like, my area is not a very tight-knit community. It just isn't. Maybe it is within an apartment building, but between apartment buildings, between houses, it's just not. If I see a kid, which there are plenty of kids around because I live right next to a fucking school, there are a bunch of kids outside. I'm not like looking out going, well, what are they doing out there alone?
Yeah.
Why are they all alone, and where are their parents? Their cars near? No, I'm not doing that. I'm the one driving the car trying to run them over now. No, I'm not trying to kill kids.
I see. That's very interesting. All right, we do have to stream coming up very soon. So do you want to do a Wouldya, Couldya, Shouldya, and then we could sign out?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, I think I would also rate it a 2. That's probably my rating.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Here's my Wouldya, Couldya, Shouldya, and this is on a Reddit Would You Rather thread that I found. You ready?
Yeah.
Would you rather, in this hypothetical scenario, water becomes a super medicine or a super fuel? And it says, as a super medicine, it can instantly cure all physical injuries, medical problems, chemical imbalances in the brain, allergies, regrow limbs, removes autism, and removes the Jesus, and special needs, etc. Or water is a super fuel.
Yeah, because autism is something that needs to be removed, isn't it? Is that what
that's
you think?
That's why I was like, oh God, that's kind of not a thing that
that's
you
what
say.
Someone said, not what we didn't write this.
We're not. I don't agree with that sentiment, but or water is a super fuel, completely replacing all needs for fossil, nuclear, electric, or any power source requirements for anything, also eliminating pollution and related hazardous waste.
Yeah, that's a toughie.
It is a toughie, ain't it?
Isn't it? Honestly, I would rather be the medicine because I don't think we're long for this world on this planet.
Right.
Even if we somehow did get a super fuel that cut all of our greenhouse gases emissions down to 0, I don't think I think it's too late. So with what time we have left, I want everyone to be healthy and enjoy the time we have left and not be debilitated by illness. So that's my answer.
Oh, wow. I think I have a less morbid view, but I think I would also still choose the super medicine because I guess it's like a short-term kind of solution as opposed to a long-term solution, but I like short-term solutions.
Oh, so you're a Democrat.
Yeah, no. I like seeing short-term, affirmations of things. It gives me that, quick dopamine that I need. Anyway, I still think I would go for the super medicine because it would, I think, help the most people over the course of time. And then hopefully we could find another solution for fossil fuels, obviously.
Right.
Or we don't, or we all die in, the heat death of the world. We'll see.
I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you rather only be able to play Overwatch 2 or I guess I know your answer.
What's the other one?
Would you only be able to play Overwatch 2 or Overwatch 1 for the rest of your life?
Oh, I can only choose either one?
And the cutoff I'm saying is like Overwatch 1 is when it was like a 222 kind of thing.
Right. Roll queue. Was it roll queue 222 or could you just play whatever?
No, it had both. It had open queue and roll queue, but it's the classic style of format, that you wanted to do. And then, obviously it's not including anything that was technically in Overwatch 2. None of those heroes or any shit like that.
So it's kind of like I reverse back time a little bit in Overwatch 1. Is like the community the same as it was back then in Overwatch 1?
Yes. Basically, it's a time machine.
Okay.
You can only play one version of this.
This might be a hot take. I don't know. But if it's like the community aspect, I think the community was less toxic during a certain point in Overwatch 1 than it is now. I think it's more toxic now. And
Yeah.
The culture around comp right now is like incredibly toxic, and people don't talk in voice chat anymore. Like, you go back in time in Overwatch 1, people actually talked in voice chat. Like,
Yeah, I
that
mean,
used to be a thing.
yeah, they were saying a lot of racist things, but at least they were talking about
At
it.
least they were talking. But at least they would somewhat communicate. Like, you get people actually shouting out comms and shouting out things. Now,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't get that anymore. You don't get any of that shit. So I think
Yes.
my answer is Overwatch 1. What about you?
I agree. I liked there was a especially for us, our group, there was a
Yeah.
prime time where we all played Overwatch 1, we played it consistently, and we, for the most part, had a good time.
Yeah.
Some of us, some people didn't really enjoy it sometimes, but I think when all six, five,
How many of us are there?
I don't remember, when we were all together in group playing, it was pretty solid fun. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh God, what happened over here? You stop that.
anyway, please like, comment, subscribe, and follow us here. You follow us on any podcasting platform. We are What Do the Gays Think? We're out every other Wednesday. We also have another podcast under Queer Review where we review the latest, greatest, and worst in queer media. And that's
Heck
out
yeah.
every month on any podcasting platform. We recently just reviewed, Matt, what did we well, we have our episode about Vampire in the Garden, but we have an episode coming up.
We
about
do, and I think this episode is actually going to come out first, but do we want to spoil it? We have already recorded the Under Queer Review for this month.
You can just tell them it's about Call Me by Your Name, the movie.
Oh, yeah, the movie, not the song. The movie.
Tell Me You Love Me in Private.
Tell me you love me in private. Yes,
We
that's coming out
also
soon.
stream at Pride Empire on Twitch. The E is a 3, by the way, in Pride Empire.
On Twitch, it's not, no.
No, it's never mind. On Twitch, it's Pride Empire. On Twitter, the E is a 3.
Yes.
Our Discord is Pride Empire normal spelling.
Yeah, just check our link tree, honestly. That's where all that shit is.
Yeah, check the link tree, mama.
Mama
Check the
gaga.
link tree. That's where I put everything in my link tree. I put my nudes. I put my bank account info. I put my Venmo. I put my OnlyFans.
Oh.
Put everything in my link tree. I put my never mind.
Anything else? Your cock?
I put my dick in there. What else do we have? We don't have anything else going on, do we?
No, that's pretty much it. So thanks everyone for watching or listening to this episode of the Watch the Gays Thing podcast. I am Quaxley.
I am I have idiopathic hypersomnia.
Oh.
Patrick.
Oh, okay, goodbye.